Spastic Fantastic represent. Hello, lovely peoples. I'm Michelle. This is my wheelchair Betty, and you're watching Rebelwheels NYC. And am I winging at you? No, I'm just spastic today. The body is just all like on the upside. I can do a great thriller like da-na-na-na-na. Today, I want to talk about 3 things that actually, oddly enough, lessen ableism, or at least like ableist reactions. I don't know. It's weird. I have noticed that ever since I got this cat hat, people actually smile at me more. Like, hey, I like your hat. And because they're kind of distracted by the hat, they don't seem to notice the wheelchair as much, and I get less ableist reactions, which I'm all for, but I'm not exactly sure why the cat hat lessens the oppression, like lessens ableism. 2, the second thing that seems to lessen ableist reactions is when I wear a dress or a skirt and appear more, quote, feminine than not. That seems to lessen the reaction. I get more smiles, a little more like flirtiness a little bit. At the same time, although I get less ableism, I also get an increase in sexism. Like sometimes, and it's weird because it's just another flap of fabric. And honestly, if I'm ever wearing a skirt or a dress, not because I'm like, oh, I want to be more femme today. No, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not my thinking. My thinking is like, I can't put on pants. But what happens is when I do dress up that way, or I do wear a dress or a skirt, and quote appear more like traditionally feminine in that traditional gender role type stuff. What? So what happens is I get less ableist reactions, but I get more sexism. Like sometimes as I'm like rolling in my chair, some people, men, they appear to be cisgender, put it that way, and male. They're like looking at me like I'm like a buttered bread on a plate. Like I like to like sop that up. I mean, and they say these kind of comments like, I like to boop 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 insert what they'd like to do if given the chance. And I'm like, why are you saying this out loud? And that actually makes me uncomfortable. Although I like the fact that I get less ableism, the fact that I get more sexism is very uncomfortable. And I'm like, okay, I actually now feel less safe, so I'll just go back to more ableism, I guess. The third thing is when I decorate my wheelchair. I haven't decorated my wheelchair to the full extent in a while because I've been having wheelchair problems, and Lulabelle is a rental wheelchair. So normally I physically paint my wheelchair, and I add yarn and different colors, and I add buttons, and I go all out. So when I'm rolling, it's like a piece of art. And I do that because I'm an artist, I'm a very creative person. Also, I like to do that because it challenges people's ideas of disability. People would stop me in the street, and instead of saying things like, what happened? Then they're like, hey, I really like your chair. That's awesome. Thank you for creating that and putting it out there because the world needs more art. And if you're saying, well then, hey Michelle, you should always wear your cat hat, always wear a dress, and always decorate your chair so you can lessen the ableism, Spastic Pirate says that no disabled person should have to do something so they get less ableist reactions. Able-bodied people should go out of their way to be less ableist. Arr, spastic, shiver me booties. What? Put all your comments in the comment section, that's where they belong. Also, if you haven't already checked it out, speaking of lessening ableism and dealing with the oppression, check out whatisableism.tumblr.com. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out these other videos that I'm pointing to in a sassy way. Sassy and saucy. Pointy. Check out the video.